fucking back. Okay. Whee! People are on here. Yes. Oh yeah, we need to do something about this. I mean, you know what? Maybe we do, maybe we should do like a bamboo forest one day. Like the one in Frontier. But then we need our old monster fight in there. Just tell everyone. Just throw it into their fucking face that we are on fucking Minecraft now. The most. Honestly, I still love that lake. That's great that you didn't have to reload. Yeah, I think ironically, a lot of Monster Hunter moves just like monster moves and later Monster Hunter games just became really brain dead to dodge through, and holy shit, I was like, I just I don't know how to say it, but it's frustrating. Like I love the series, and the new games are good, but as I said before, I think the biggest problem for me is that a lot of modern Monster Hunter games are really just trying to be action games with a good gameplay loop. And for that, look at Rise, look at most of the modern games. They're good. I think World tried to have, more of the, flavor time back, which is good. Honestly, them having the flavor stuff, oh, that was good. I really love the flavor stuff. I hate the fact that you can't play with people, because that is just the stupidest thing they did. That is just the most stupid thing they did. Like, you can't easily play co-op with them. Just sucks. Like, I don't even know, like, okay. Can someone just explain to me, okay? Why did they sit down and apparently had someone, like, quite literally, just say, you know what? Let's make it so that, let's just make it so that, people cannot play the whole game together. You have to just start it, watch this cutscene, and then SOS signal, which doesn't count for everyone, and it's like, just, okay, good. That sounds stupid. Oh yeah, slash. Yeah, let's just leave it there. Let's just have some feedback from everyone. So, hello. What are you doing over there? Can I ask you one thing? You are silent. Can I ask you one thing?
I don't know if you can.
Yes, I want to, though. Okay, so, do you think this looks better?
Normally, yes, but I guess the specific size makes it look a bit stupid now.
Not even inside of the server.
Make it completely out of wood?
It's not really how those look there. They're like usually
Stone lanterns.
they're stone lanterns. That's why I wanted to have it more like you show it shines
If you
outside.
make them even bigger, 2x2, it would work.
But then it would kind of. Maybe it looks better when the rest is done.
Yeah, let's just keep them as they are right now, and then we see which
And
looks
we
better
can-
in the end.
Yes. You don't also want to join the server? I mean,
Yeah,
what's up?
downloading right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're still downloading. Ooh.
Just an update. Yeah, it's an update. The game is downloaded, but the update. 600 megabytes, it's a lot for my internet. I will join. If you'll do much, but nice to
I'm
go
just
on the
gonna
server
finish
again.
up this
Been a
shrine
while.
so it looks kind of good.
But you don't do it the right way, you are cheating.
Fuck off. Like,
I
here's the
would
thing.
never in the
Here's the
game.
thing. Here's the thing. This should be a central pillar of the server. You know, so if people like, you know, for example, Claire and such join, they have a wonderful time going in and out of the portal.
To discuss mine.
To discourse mines, yes. And the thing is, we need to make the entrance to the discourse mines wonderful. And so, we do things. Also, yeah, strip spruce logs. Because honestly, it's kind of funny how good spruce looks with everything. Can we talk about that for a second? I hate the fact that spruce logs are just the best thing to choose from. Like, yeah. This is so funny. You know what happened when I built this house? We were like, what is a good wood for this? And we tried through all the wood, and then Argonia mutters, you know, the faithful words.
Might as well.
Might as well use spruce. I was like, yeah, look at this. Spruce just looks good. It like, oh hey, you want to have, you know, pillars that look actually good? You know what? Spruce. We should probably sumo Yang, because they just made the ultimate wood, and it's not even oak. It's fucking spruce. There we go. Well, I mean, we could also just not use those, technically. If we're honest, we could also use the, you know, glowstone. We could also use glowstone on these.
Oh, that's your choice, really. You just build.
Let's just look how it is in the end, you know? Yeah. But yeah. Oh, we need to go to bed, I suppose.
I can do that.
Yes, thank you very much.
Hello.
Hello. Still my unfinished library. I don't know if I like it or not. I think I have to make it bigger.
As always, you make it bigger, and then
Yeah.
you don't have the resources for it.
Yeah, that's usually a thing you're working on. So, anything interesting that happens? How is everyone doing?
Well,
What's
they're
the
looking
week?
at Minecraft live Let's Play, so I don't think very good.
Thank you very much.
Kinda embarrassing, not gonna lie.
You know what? Fuck both of you.
Hmm?
Seriously, what is it with you? What is it with you and trying to just ruin my image?
It's a hobby.
Like, seriously, what is it?
hobby.
It's not a hobby.
It's a hobby.
That's just bullying.
It's a hobby.
It's not a hobby.
It's a hobby.
I mean, it's kinda on you at this point. I mean, you're
up.
together with Agonia and I'm just hanging around. I mean, you could block me anytime, but you don't do it, so it's your fault at this point.
I put way too much work into getting your psyche in order. I'm not
Yeah,
good.
see what you have done. Now I'm destroying your psyche.
No! Stop doing that.
No. Because I'm sad if I don't do it. It's like a vampire. Instead of suck, I just suck out your mental health.
What do you gain from that even?
Fun.
Entertainment.
That's not fun. Stop saying it's fun. It's not fun. You're ruining my day. God.
No. You like it, that's the problem.
I don't like
We
it.
discussed it multiple times, you do.
I
Guys,
don't
into it.
like it.
Also, you have the problem that the day is young, and I tell you, after we sleep, you're fine again.
I mean, I apologized once because I felt bad, and
Honestly, the thing here's the thing. If I made a game that literally attracted Gamergate 2.0 as the most devoted fan base, I would do everything in my power to purge them from the community. But and like if that means making my game as unattractive as it can for them, it's like, yeah, why don't you? That's the big question. If you're against those people, you would want to make it actually cyanide to them, and it's not hard.
I mean, like the Second Coming of Jesus game, Stellar Blade is already falling for them because it has a bit less skin.
That is
It's
just the
honest, so-
stupidest thing I've seen.
Yeah.
It's censorship, but like, you know what the funniest part is in that discussion. Okay, this is probably sound really weird. It's not that I don't. Okay, here's the thing. They're weird idiots. Okay, don't get me wrong. But I don't think they are completely wrong in this case. Let me point it out.
No, I can understand what you mean.
The
But-
thing is, this game was definitely made in mind, with a lot of that stuff that they patched out. And a lot of that stuff wasn't, accidental. It wasn't. And definitely, Sony looked over it and was like, remove the most hardcore things, we're still publishing your game. Then they went weird, because again, they're weirdos. But it's not like, there was probably a case for that. Again, weirdos, but still. Yeah, it is totally for horny people. You're not the only horny people. It is like,
And honestly, this is fine too, but horny people doesn't have to be a fascist, like some of them.
yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing where I'm like, I know that the most hardcore stuff was probably patched out, because Sony was like, we want to have some decency, like some stuff in our game in the game that we publish that's not very blatant for that, but also again, the fact is they could have actually made this game, and they saw this one coming. Like, they could have made this game way more unappealing to these people. Because, like, again, right now the tactic everyone does is, oh, just pretend you don't see these weirdos, and the big question that is still in the room is, listen, if your game attracts Gamergate weirdos, and they make it a fucking ideological battleground out of it, you need to ask yourself, why is your game attracting these people? And do you want these people? And that is a question a lot of them don't want to answer.
That's fair, but to be fair, there are also many extremely left-leaning games that for some reason attract right-wing people. So
not in the same amount. And like a lot of left-leaning games really are just like the people at. Honestly, yeah. If they just did anything in that sense, that they just made the characters just extremely lesbian, I mean, let's be honest here. The right wingers would have still just tried to explain the shit away from that. Like, remember, they try this with everything, but this is just like, again.
But they're weirdly online, so you can just answer them as the developer or community manager and just say them they're wrong, and then you're done with them. You know?
Yeah.
Then you can have your soft porn game and have no Gamergaters as well. So
yeah.
Isn't that nice?
Right now, a lot of the stuff in the game is just, from what I gathered, is just very surface level, because, again, they don't want to actually commit to anything. Because, again, and this is probably the thing that a lot of people really don't want to hear, the Gamergaters are their audience. They want that money too. And they are betting on people to just explain it away. And this is, again, irrelevant of if the game is good or not. It's just, again, if you didn't want Gamergaters, you could have literally made your game unappealing to them. That's a thing you can do. You can literally make your game unappealing. As you said, it is quite easy. Just not much. Yeah, lesbians would have been one thing. Yeah, but again, those are just mods. That's not that's stuff that's not committing. Generally in writing, if you have it so that characters nod to something but never commit, it is usually to a big degree that you don't want shit to happen. That's the same thing as when I saw the whole discussion. Oh hey, people are like, oh, do characters need to explain how they look, and then it's like. If you're like, but there is an explanation why they look like that, and it's like, okay, now you have a problem. See, here's this small thing in writing, okay? And it's wild that this has to be actually spelled out, because again, a lot of people who pose as lefties online, are probably also lefties, just ignore this fact. But here's the thing: you do not need to explain how a character looks. If they don't, but if they start looking unnaturally, like really out of the ordinary, you then you should start making questions about it. Like, that's odd.
Is that normal in this world?
Is that normal? And also, again...
No, is that normal in this world?
Is that normal in this world? Then again, as you can see, all the male characters either have no face or just completely different art style.
Yeah, and then you would ask yourself again, why is that?
Yes, and then here's the problem: if you then answer that question, and apparently they do have a line that does that. They're apparently they're androids that were based on old sex model things. It's like, here's the thing. And again, while this needs to be pointed out, if you have an explanation in your game, depending on if you need it or not, and the game is, there is like, oh, they were built upon sex robots, and then it's like, oh, this should tell you this should be something about the character, and you don't do anything with that, then you again failed at writing, because at that point, you want to have an explanation so people shut up. Not that you do anything with that, or go anywhere with that. You just want to say, there's a reason, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
It's wanting to have your cake and eating it too.
That's like the halfway point. You still need to do shit with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I won't play it either way because it looks too much like Nier Automata, and I don't like the combat system of that. And
Apparently it's a better combat system.
No.
Okay.
I mean, it's based on the demo I played. I mean, maybe it's going to be better, but it doesn't feel very great. So, but yeah,
it's nothing for me, at least.
yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. That's all.
I was slightly interested in it because
And again,
I don't know.
I have too much to
It
play
looks fun, I
anyway.
guess. Yeah, that's why.
It's like for me, it's more like what is going on in your schedule? Everything.
Yeah.
Literally, I have everything going on right now. Like again, there's Survival Horror Sunday that's coming back. Oops. I think one of the things I like switching to creative mode for this is, it would probably be pain as fuck if because trapdoors just take way too long time to build.
And place.
Yeah, it's like.
Stellar would be a game I would maybe buy in a year or two for 20 euros or something, but even then, like,
Yeah, I feel like the
whole
irony
controversy
is,
just
the
doesn't make me
irony
interested in
is,
the game anymore.
like,
Yeah.
the thing is just, and I will say this right now, if the game devs really didn't want the Gamergaters as their audience, they wouldn't have made a game that was literally fucking designed to do controversy. And you know what I always see online when shit like that happens? When a game like this is not only made for horny people, but literal fucking bait, because here's the thing. You know they wouldn't bother actually making anything interesting, story-wise with the designs or anything. You know that. No matter how good the game is, the art design is literally there, so you can, so that people will be talking about it. Or are angry about it. Or, that there is discourse. Because, again, there are a lot of people out here, especially, in the gaming sphere, that make extremely shitty or, surface level things, because for them, consuming a game is the goal, and thinking about a game is bad.
But they don't want to admit it.
Yeah,
Because
obviously
they
not.
want to sound to be some kind of intellectual.
But yeah, the game
I mean,
is very
sometimes you don't
obviously
have to be
designed that
always.
because again,
Yeah,
that's
just to think
the
about.
game was very obviously going that way, because you've seen that you've seen that already happening when it was announced. And the thing is, if you could have smelled this coming from so far away, it's just like, yeah, why did they keep doing this? And then that's the thing. To a big degree, this was just their marketing strategy. They knew, because this is always the cycle that will happen, okay? This is always how it happens. You make a game that is very, very blatantly there to just, have, like, for example, character designs that are just pretty much unrealistic, or just clash, are for just, basically soft porn as a big game release. That will create discourse. No matter where you stand, it will create discourse, and it will attract a lot of really, really shitty people.
Oh shit.
Now, the thing is,
No.
people forget that there is a third side to that. Like, people are not only pro or against.
Fuck. Okay.
Are you dying?
Oh no,
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
you shouldn't die.
I wasn't
Minecraft.
planning on it, and now my gear's gone. I wanted to get some mushroom lanterns. I don't have anything. I'm sad now.
You need to rebuild it.
Yeah, I don't have enough iron.
Then go to the iron farm.
Yeah?
I haven't seen yet.
How many times? Okay, I will show you the way.
Yeah, no, I mean, I saw the iron farm itself, but I haven't seen the location where it is. Like, I haven't played Was here in months.
The iron farm is online for months.
Yeah, and I wasn't here for months.
Yeah, and I remember was
Last-
online earlier.
Not the last time I played.
I'm
It
pretty
was
sure.
that. It was literally just... Okay. Okay. But yeah. The thing is, what people at Backfire, this game become a cultural battleground now. Yeah, Claire, but here's the thing. You know what is always a thing that will always
Stuff,
happen?
Okay.
And this is probably the wildest thing, okay, that people never talk about. See, there have been a bunch of games over the years that were specifically designed to do one thing. Be obviously shitty, and, you obviously have something where you can just create discourse. Like, remember Hatred? Remember how that thing happened and was just obviously bait? Just how insanely obvious it was bait. The thing is, this thing works in 3 groups. Always. It always works in 3 groups. There is always going to be a group that is gonna be like, this is actually good, and, we should, have more of that in gaming. And then,
Which is not technically wrong.
yeah.
But
That's
if you
not-
don't have any message in the end, so it doesn't
and then
matter.
there's always those are usually, and then there are people who will go against that, because again, to a degree, a game
you
that is
calm
just
down?
that is a sorry, that is a cultural war battleground sucks. But then there's a really big third group that is usually not talked about, and that is the, well, you know what, you have to judge the game on its own merits group. So this group usually will completely ignore the fact
Thank you.
that a game is sometimes very
I
obviously
take a
designed to, be shitty in
There's
some
a
areas.
workbench.
They will pretend as if all of the discourse, no matter what part of each side is actually, valid, just doesn't exist. Because a game has to be judged on its own merits. And usually, even the worst shitty games, you can find upsides. And that's the thing. A lot of these people are not there to, help a game, to help actually judge a game. They're there so they can say, oh, you know what?
Take another second.
Both sides are stupid. This is the actual value of the game. And these people will usually be the most people that, buy games, because they rationalize a game purchase. Their whole thing in this part is that, if this was a pure culture war thing, well, then there would just be 2 sides. And the game would be really, really fucking bad and burn out. Because if you have people that are like, again, saying, oh no, we have to, this is some cultural touchstone, and they make, a really evil political statement out of it. A lot of people normal people wouldn't buy it. And the people who really get appalled by these people would be the majority. But because there are constantly people who try to rationalize these games that are very obviously trying to incite culture wars. This also happened with the turf game. Like, why did it happen? It did not only happen because of it did not only sell because of a lot of people just have some weird loyalty to Harry Potter. Like, let's just be real here. Most people don't really like Harry Potter. They didn't care about Harry Potter for a long time, or have read the books, or did anything similar. By the way, I'm just making this so that you can walk out here. I need to put it up later. I finished the rest, and then I will lift up
Interesting, because I asked you when I placed it where I should build it and which height.
Yeah, and then now I saw I fucked up. This is on me. But yeah, this is the same with the turf game. Like, remember that? Again, the most people that bought it didn't really fucking care about that. The one twist that a lot of that it did, that most of these games don't fail to replicate to this day, is the simple switch on morality. See, here's the thing. Because this game was obviously associated with, a certain really, really bad Holocaust denier, and she is, by legal terms in Germany, and she can't fucking sue me because I don't live in the UK. Fuck you. You are literally a Holocaust denier by German laws. Anyway, the thing is, people literally made, they made one really clever twist. They made it a morality statement of yourself. Because that's the thing, okay? For a lot of people didn't play the game and were like, oh hey, I totally support all of that. They played it because people basically made a gaslighting campaign saying, listen, people want to tell you that if you play this game, you are a bad person. But you are not a bad person, right? So if you play this game and show them that you're not a bad person, you showed them all that you're not a bad person. For some reason, that fucking worked, because again, everyone online nowadays is so obsessed with morality that literally, this was the thing they did. They were like, look, I'm playing this, and I'm not a bad person. And I'm still sitting here being like, this is stupid? How did this even become a thing?
Technically, you could even argue that they are a bad person because they bought it simply because
They
wanted to prove that they aren't a bad person by playing the game, but they supported an IP which goes to a still living human being that does a lot of shit.
Yeah, also,
Yeah, they don't think that far. That's the problem.
Yeah, obviously. But, yeah. And that is the absurdest joke of all of this.
That's why, in general, I don't talk about the turf IP like at all.
Yeah, this is why I don't.
I think
even
that's the best way going forward in general is to completely push it out of the zeitgeist.
Yeah. And the one thing why it even became a thing was literally this. Yeah, people actually made the big mistake of saying, you're kind of bad if you play that, and then people were like, oh look, you're not bad if you do that, and you show it to those damn people. That was the twist they did. Also,
You haven't chat open for a while.
I have opened it for a while.
No.
It's there's chat. You can see it.
Now I can see it.
I have it always open.
No. It was in the background.
I don't have it open. I can see it as well.
Damn it.
Yeah, I know.
And now we're talking about shit like that again. Ugh.
But you brought it up.
Chat brought it up. But-
Just brought out Stellar Blade, and
Yeah, but I mean, I
the
want to-
whole shitty discussion.
I think this is
the
just-
whole shitty discussion around it is exhausting, and then you wanted to talk about the specifics.
I mean, it is. I think it is kind of important to actually lay down stuff about how online things work. That again, you have people who don't say sorry, Claire. This just kind of happened.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's always when you talk with Nya, she brings up some socioeconomic problems, and I'm like,
I'm sorry.
it's not
Or
bad
trains.
thing.
This
Or
is
tricks, yeah. It's not a bad thing. It just happens.
Yeah, but also I just kind of wanted to. I just wanted to bring this up because it really irks me that a lot of people, especially online, do not want to talk about these mechanics. That happen in social spheres. That people, that there are games and there's literally games and movies that are literally designed so that it generates outrage, but not enough. Don't make it too blatant.
Yeah.
Always make it so that everyone that there's plausible deniability, and there will be a huge group of people who will defend you because again this feeling of trying to be fair and balanced, it just kicks in. It's like, oh, what if we judge this game just on its gameplay merit? Listen.
Well, then you have judged the gameplay. That's fine.
Yeah,
You can do that.
you can definitely do that. It's
Even then just play the game and don't talk about it. But people
But
don't
that's
do
the
it
thing.
either. Because they want you to know that you play it.
yeah.
They
They
play
want
it,
that.
Yeah.
It's an important thing.
Ah, damn it. Social dynamics are
I
stupid.
should rather play Digimon World. The PAL version. So we're going back to this topic. Digimon version PAL.
I wanted to talk about Legolas ruining TTRPGs.
Okay, fair, you can do that.
Yeah. It is so funny how Legolas in the movies it's just stupidly overpowered. And here's the thing. I know that Legolas and some elves in the book, looking at you, Glorfindel, especially looking at you, Glorfindel.
Glorfindel.
Like, that's the funny part, okay?
He basically affected the first and second book the most, the whole route, by being on a fucking bridge. That fucker.
Yeah.
There's a bee in here.
Oh. Zoom zoom.
How? Everything should be closed.
It's getting warmer and he's come inside. It's insect in general. Can't do anything about it.
All the doors should be closed. Yeah.
I will still find a way.
We don't talk
Like
about
moths.
real life.
Yes,
We don't talk about real life though.
Minecraft is basically like real life.
No.
Are you sure?
Have you,
Marissa has an identity crisis.
have you seen small flies flying in your eyes and blinding you temporarily? No. So it's not real life.
Not yet.
Not yet. But yeah, you wanted to talk about Legolas.
Oh yeah, it is so funny because if you really look into the movies, it's just like wait a second. Yeah, like that. Okay, everyone, sorry.
Shift.
Did something happen?
No, she's
No.
just stupid right now.
Okay. The usual.
Yeah.
There we go.
So, still
The
want
thing
to
is,
talk about Legolas.
it's like, yeah, Legolas in the movies is basically the Glorfindel of the books.
No.
Okay, yeah,
not
Glorfindel
even
is
close.
worse.
Glorfindel would have fought the Battle of Minas Tirith all on his own and won.
Okay, you know what? That is actually true. Okay, Glorfindel is just weird. Let's just talk about that. But also, the thing is, yeah, Legolas just starts breaking the laws of gravity in the movie series, and literally when it happened in the second movie, everyone just started being like, I should be able to do that in TTRPGs, and I'll just sit there being like, what? I mean, you know what? It is almost comical nowadays to gravity schmavity. He just surfs down the fucking stairs.
I mean, that's possible with luck.
Yeah, you can do it as
With
well
luck.
in real life. You probably break your neck, but you can do it. For once, at least.
Yeah. You probably can't shoot a bow accurately, but you can surf down. That's doable.
I mean, you made the same thing in The Hobbit with the bridge, and
Yeah. But The Hobbit was a lot later. And especially in the book, he didn't do that. Like, oh, you know what? As I think Melando pointed out, which was, again, true. I have to give Melando that. In a book, they described that, Legolas, walked on top of the snow while the others sunk in. Now, here's the thing I want to say. This is actually way more realistic than whatever the fuck is going on inside of the movie. Like, here's the thing. Walking on snow, yeah, sure. Not like, realistic that much if you don't have, the right gear. But
Maybe it's just light. He doesn't wear armor.
yeah, but being like, oh hey, he's an elf. He's an elf. He has, he's graceful, steps lightly, etc., etc., etc.
Has
You
hundreds of years of ranger training.
Yeah. The thing is, you can actually sit down and, do the, whole, suspension of disbelief because
I mean, I can walk on snow without breaking in if it's frozen.
is it snow then?
Yes. There's just a thin sheet of ice over the snow.
Yeah, but what
then you
I
don't
wanted
walk
to
on
talk
snow.
about is that, he has, the thing is, you can still do your whole suspension of disbelief because it's like, oh, it's just a technique of the elves and they, graceful and stuff. It's like, yeah, okay, you know what, that works because it's a book. But when you then see a movie where no other elf, does the same shit as Legolas. And by the way, I need to point out, Legolas is a wood elf. He's the representative of the wood elves. The wood elves have beef with the high elves. Not, the biggest one, but the wood elves are kind of arrogant and, they're like, eh. And Legolas is basically the nicest one of them. Canonically, he's the nicest one. This is
Should tell you something.
literally the reason the wood elves sent him are because, like, if there's anything they need to do, they can just leave him there because they were like, oh, he's capable. Also, he's not a shithead, so people won't just instantly dislike him. Again, we still know the wood elves from the book. That's true. I think Lord of the Rings is silly, but silly in a good way.
It's
in
very
ways.
a natural Catholicism,
Yeah.
which is it's a good fantasy. You can do that once.
Once.
Once, yes. That's why I'm very happy
Honestly-
we don't have many people like trying the same thing directly, but just they
Yes, they're
taking
close
the
enough.
concept without the cool stuff and making it even worse. That's what we have.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm still happy that keine Ahnung, that Lord of the Rings got with the default fantasy and not something like Narnia also. So it could be worse.
Instructions unclear. All fantasies know Lord of the Rings to the serial number 5 off. You know what the sad part is? It's not even really that. Like, here's the thing. People in a lot of are always like, oh, look how D&D is so much it's just Lord of the Rings with the things pile off, and it's like, okay, here's the thing, okay? here's the thing I need to point out, because it says so much about online discourse. Because most people online have not fucking played another TTRPG than D&D, or engaged with fantasy different than D&D. Because if you'd look at the old editions of D&D, like 1 and A D&D, yeah, the whole group dynamic is to a degree inspired by Lord of the Rings, or more specifically, The Hobbit. Not Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit. And now,
They're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
if you think about the fact that, and then, yeah, they're taking the hobbits to Isengard, God.
That's in my head for the next couple days
Yeah,
again.
enjoy. Anyway, the thing is, and this is now getting actually really funny, because did you know that, well, the thief / the halfling wasn't even in the original release. The original release was fighter, wizard, cleric. And the thing is,
I mean,
if you then look at the original versions in art and design and a lot of stuff, you realize that yes, there is Lord of the Rings, obviously, but you know what also is there a lot? Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, and if you go all the way back, everything is Dune.
Fuck you. Yes. Holy shit. Yes, you're right, but you shouldn't say it. Okay?
It's too late.
But yeah, there's a lot of Conan the Barbarian in there. And the irony is, I think most people have at best seen the Conan the Barbarian movie, well, one of them, which is, it's fine, I like it. It's a really fun movie. Arnold was a good casting, honestly, but here's the thing. How many of you have read Conan the Barbarian?
Not even Conan has read Conan the Barbarian because he can't read.
Fuck you.
No, they don't need reading skills if you had a big sword,
Yeah.
so...
Like, the thing is about Conan the Barbarian is that probably a lot of people, due to the movie, and probably because of adjacency of, later the brutal games that they did and some other stuff, people are probably like, oh, it's just a trashy series. But in reality, it's similar to, you read Dune and you realize, holy shit, everyone fucking copied Dune. There's nearly no sci-fi that didn't copy Dune in some form. I mean, so, ironically, yeah, you will find Dune stuff in nearly everywhere. But that's the irony. If you look at fantasy, a lot of people are like, there's Lord of the Rings, but then just ignore all of the parts that are not Lord of the Rings. Because Conan the Barbarian was a really popular book back then, for a reason, because it has really well-written world building. Trust me, Conan the Barbarian is one of those books, similar to Bram Stoker's Dracula, that you probably are like, oh, it's one of those old books of the time, and then you pick it up and you read it and you're like, oh shit, it's a classic for a reason. Because Bram Stoker's Dracula is horror, and good, and, had influence for a big reason. Same as Conan the Barbarian. And this is why when people are like, oh, but this is from, Lord of the Rings just. And it's like, no, there's also just a whole lot of Conan the Barbarian. But this also just kind of tells me that you probably have never read Conan the Barbarian.
I didn't.
You should maybe do that. You will like that book.
Maybe. I should
No,
also
it's
play
also
Case of
interesting.
Kut. There are many books there.
Maybe I will read it in the future, because honestly I didn't know that
Or like
it
the
was
From Software
based on the
games.
book.
But like the From Software games, like seem like they came out of nowhere until you go back and look at old CYOA books, and it's Choose Your Own Adventure books, and it's like that's where it all came from.
Yeah.
Honestly, to a degree, but also here's the thing. You know what will probably blow your mind. If you know that Miyazaki Miyazaki joined game development because he played on a friend's PlayStation 2 Ico and wanted to develop games. Is why he quit his job and got the first game development job he was offered by From Software. If you then realize that this guy grew up liking Berserk and played Ico, everything in Dark Souls makes sense. Everything. Yeah, a lot of the combat experience came from, old From Software devs, but a lot of the general design and layout, play Ico. I tell you, play Ico, and you're like, oh. It's very obvious where it comes from. Like, there are some games, I'd say, there are games and books, I would say, where I'm like, all the favorites you have probably have played, or read those.
Are you dying again?
Yeah, I probably will die.
You need help.
Why are you dying all the time?
This Pigman, how is their name again? Okay,
Yes.
they're shooting each other. Okay, okay, there's a ghast.
Bye bye.
Okay, but the ghast shooting the Pigman. Okay, now I can build myself up. No. Okay, no,
Plot
I
twist.
survived. This was skill. I survived. I'm so smart. Okay, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you.
Yeah. Really.
That's sorcery fair point.
Sorcery, yeah. There's just a bunch of games where I'm like, if you play those, you just understand so much. Like, here's the thing. For example, if you like, let's say, if you like RPGs, for example, or you like, oh hey, I like Diablo games. Play an actual classic round of, play like an actual classic setup of AD&D, and then Diablo 1 or 2 back to back, especially Diablo 1, you're like, oh. Because it's literally that. There's just again, there are always games where you're like, this is where it came from.
Yeah, I mean it's a general thing. Nothing comes. There's inspiration everywhere. But what would people say again?
Yeah, inspiration is everywhere. Definitely.
Yeah. There's nothing completely original.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Because you don't live alone in a cave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's again, even with Dune, you will find stuff where he has taken the inspiration from, but it is a lot different, because one of the ironies is that a lot of things that we nowadays wait a second, don't remember anymore were just very normal for the time. Like, for example, okay, if you read, for example, Faust, you'd be like, oh, this is a good book. If you then read Faust with a knowledge, with a knowledge of old time politics, from that era, you'd be like, oh, so this is what this is actually about. Because a lot of that stuff is but a lot of stuff is temporary. There's just not much. They're just usually very small things that make them, just last a long time. Because the whole deal with the devil thing was surprisingly popular, I guess, to just copy, especially when an anime came around and was like, oh, we need more Faust people. Okay.
Yeah, that's why Knight's Contract is the best game of all time.
What?
Knight's Contract.
What?
It's a game for 360 and PS3, and it
Okay, so you're talking
takes
about
Faust and make
You're talking about a game again no one knows. Is that
yeah.
what I'm...
It's a trashy PS3 game that takes Faust's story and makes a 3D hack and slay game out of it.
one of the cookies broke. Now I have to eat it.
Oh. Keep talking. Yeah, but your shrine looks good so far.
Could you not?
Oh, you did it.
Naughty. But yeah, it's like game dev always has inspirations. I think the funniest part for me is then look into, what were some of the most influential games of the decade. Because you will always have, times in game development where one game just yeets out, everyone else. And a lot of people hate me for saying that, last decade, that was Borderlands. And now people are like, what? No, not Borderlands. I'm like, hey, listen. Have you seen how many games in the 2010s were Borderlands Light? They still make to this day. Destiny is Borderlands Light. There are so many games that are Borderlands Light.
Influential games are my games.
What? What? What are you talking about?
I just bullshit.
Why are you doing this to me?
Because technically I could claim that because everyone in this call has played things I made.
You made?
Yeah, I designed.
You mean D&D?
Oh, okay.
It wasn't really that good.
You say that.
I liked it.
Stop. I wanted to annoy her a bit, and now you're making it worse.
Oh, so you actually think it's really good, but you just wanted to annoy me.
It was really fun, yeah.
You already admitted it by yourself. It was fun
You
on
bullied me
Twitter.
today, okay? I can try at least.
Because
a
you
little bit.
deserved it. It was your
No,
fault.
no,
Yes,
I don't.
yes.
I don't.
You
I
should
don't. I
apologize
don't.
to
I
us.
don't. I
I
don't.
think we are retroactively justified because you just wanted to say something to annoy me, so every time we bullied you is now justified.
Shut up! Don't
Why
do
are you so
this
mean
to
to
me.
us?
Okay.
Why are you so mean to me? I didn't do anything. I'm just a stupid little orange cat, according to the chat, not to me.
I
So?
wasn't listening. What did you say?
But I'm happy that you had fun. You know?
Yeah.
It was very fun and deadly.
I mean, that was the
Yeah,
advertisement.
yeah. Yeah, that was a bit on you because we played really stupid. I mean, we got smarter. But me. I mean, like in first round it was like, oh no, I just jump over the whole forest, get cursed, and that's.
Yeah, that's what she did.
Whee!
To be fair, she admitted she was just too scared to engage with the content.
I mean, you made it
because-
really deadly.
You don't know that.
I mean,
we know now.
the one time I did, it literally made me broke. I was cursed to be broke.
No, you only had, since you did it multiple times, how's it called? Debt of 10 platinum coins.
Is it much in
Tech.
this universe or?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Even in normal high fantasy D&D it would be.
Mm.
Not something you can get before level 10 or something. Unless you really focus on it.
Yeah. I mean, I remember stealing the treasure of this one. What? A goblin, if I remember correct? Oh, not a goblin.
You stole a
Oh.
lot. So
Yeah, but not still
You
not
were
enough.
that fairy, okay? You were that fairy.
I wasn't planning on it, but I'm proud I did.
Oh, whoa.
You
You didn't
reduced-
plan on it,
you
but you
reduced-
just did it all the time.
You reduced the depth of your party, so you contributed. Contributed?
Yeah.
I don't know. But nice. Marissa is the only one that brings up session 1 with just you two.
Well, it was nice. I liked it.
Yeah, just remember, yeah, you found some hook horrors, that's what you engaged with. And you ran away from the goblins. And from the gnolls.
Didn't the session end in a harpy's nest or something? What was
Yes. You
Yeah.
killed the harpy polycule.
it? Oh,
You just made me sad again. Just stop doing that.
If you don't want to be sad, you should have let
You made it sad on purpose.
You could have
was
let
it,
yourself
was it a possibility that we could date them, the harpies, back then?
Not really.
I mean, you could try. It would be hard, but it wouldn't be impossible.
See? We killed them, yeah.
Stop making me feel bad.
We should have killed more.
There were only 3, sorry.
Yeah, we had to wait until they reproduce it. Then, okay. One thing I want
Why do you make me feel so bad on purpose?
Could you say something of substance, please? Marissa says things of substance. Yes? I think your internet is broke again.
Hmm?
I don't hear what you're saying.
Also, no, I mean just maybe in the future if we will ever play again. I kind of want to play an evil character.
Oh, nice. Yeah, maybe.
I'll just at least try it.
I mean, your characters are basically evil.
Yeah, but I think they still have a little bit of decency.
That's true.
Or at least something for Xenia. I wouldn't say that she's evil. She's a bit weird, but not evil. At least not to her friends.
But then again, if you're bad to your friends in D&D, you won't have a party for long.
That is actually very true.
Unless there's a reason for you all to stick together. Like smart evil people do.
I still want to do my League of Evil People one day.
You don't do evil, you just do comedy.
Shut up.
With evil, I mean, like, I don't know. I'm the villain of
Collecting the
story.
blood of innocence to strengthen yourself.
It is
Yeah,
fun
like-
comedy.
I want to be fucked up. Like, you make a fun comedy, I destroy it and being really evil and do evil shit.
You mean
You should do
like
it.
you just do like, oh yeah, hi. Just come in and do evil shit.
Yes. I call myself
You murdered the
Mr. Evil or something. Seriously.
Mr. Evil is actually evil.
Oh, like at first glance, the character looks like comic evil villain or something,
Yeah.
but it's an actually fucked up evil person. You like Dr. Eggman or something, like,
Yeah.
but actually evil.
Let's do it like this. We need someone else who knows nothing about this. And then we both play UNT Pureblood and we make it a UNT cult everywhere.
And just someone who tags along is like, oh yeah, so nice.
Yeah, we do it in secret. In secret sessions and so. That we like rob a bank or something and then we get hired to find the perpetrator with the other person and we just don't find them.
Yeah, you ask Melando because Melando is extremely sensitive for evil thing. Really, like I say, I like evil characters. But what about characters who are evil to dogs and cats? And like, I don't care. This is
I
fictional.
wouldn't allow
It's
it.
always fun. It's like, you know, I was the peace cleric, you were some paladin, and he was the sketchy goblin. He was always appalled by by our actions because we went to
Yeah.
evil.
Yeah, like the voice of reason was the goblin. Like
He
I think
wanted,
one
by the
of my
way,
favorite.
he wanted to play the sketchy evil person, and just you got out chaosed by your paladin.
Yeah, I mean sometimes Ain was your name.
Yeah, Ain was.
She encouraged me to do shit. I remember like one of my favorite moments was like we were on the roof and like you had, okay, throw a bomb or this one.
Oh yeah, throw the fireballs. The
Like I wasn't
witnesses.
planning on throwing it, and like okay, I do it. Like I wish I could draw. It would be such a fun comic, like in like we saved the city. Cut to
This SpongeBob thing.
yeah.
Yeah, you were really. It is so wild that he was like, oh, I'm gonna make this the schemy goblin that's like, there as an like, I think his backstory was that he wanted to be like a spy for a goblin kingdom, like he wanted to be evil, and then.
They had to babysit us too.
He couldn't do anything because you all were just too.
How was that? Yeah, peace to me, cleric. This guy is threatening your whole party if you let him free. Well,
Then
the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, so I guess you have to die. Yeah. Hello, you wanted to say something, Melissa?
Also, I think game in chat is
I
dead.
don't know. No.
You just said something while Nya was
You
coughing.
traumatized. No, you said just with the killing, and I said you traumatized your girlfriend at the time.
Yeah,
remember?
right.
But really sad for some reason.
She was like not prepared.
It didn't. I just wanted to make like he's like an asshole. You intimidate him, and that was it. And you were like,
I tried intimidating him. He was like, I will snitch on you and get you all killed. So what am I supposed to do? Let him live? I'm a peaceful main cleric, not a stupid pacifist.
I mean,
I protect peace, murders people.
That protected the peace.
our peace.
You define peace in unique ways. You know that.
He is the one who disrupting it, threatening us, which is not necessarily an empty threat even, because he is part of the organization that could make that happen. It would attack our tavern, our customers, our barmaids.
You were very attached to those barmaids.
I put a lot of money in. Not that it mattered, because the whole game was just about basically, how's it called in English? Like Geldwäsche.
Oh yeah, money laundering.
Yeah, it was just about money laundering because we have broken the Waterdeep Dragon Heist module.
Yeah, you did. That was funny. It was a shit.
So we got all the gold.
I mean, it's a shit module anyway.
Yes.
So.
But it was fun. You made it fun.
Thank you. That is probably the most I can get from the. You know what? You heard it here. I can make TTRPGs fun.
No. TTRPG, specifically 5e adventure modules, fun. It's a whole different play.
That is yeah, okay. I made a module in D&D 5e fun.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
They're actually pretty shit. Oh no, I closed the chat. I can't see chat anymore. I opened chat again.
Hey, chat.
Chat, say something. I hope you're not dead.
Yeah. I hope you're
You
not.
killed them.
I hope you're not bored from us talking about a TTRPG module that And the system that kills the whole TTRPG market.
God. Fuck 5e games. You're still alive. Oh, great.
That's good.
Yeah.
Being alive is useful.
I really hope 5e dies.
It won't.
Right now, it's starting to struggle with the monopoly thing.
I think the biggest problem it
Yeah,
has
nice.
is that the thing is it will probably keep its cultural hegemony, but it's not unsurprising to hear that that it probably isn't as popular anymore as it was once.
Which is good.
Yeah, but also the thing is that it's what I think what a lot of people forget about it is that if you actually look into the sales numbers and such, which I did a bit, the sales numbers really didn't get high. It actually in a bunch of ways it actually undersells itself when you just look at the raw adaptation.
From when exactly?
From last year, from the last years it was. It had around Stranger Things it had an uptick.
Yeah.
But the only real uptick it had was the core rulebook, and even then, not as much as you expect.
Yeah, because only DMs are buying core books.
Yeah, and that is actually kind of interesting because I think it's not only that. It's just if you look at literally nearly every other system, it has a way higher adoptability rate, in its audience than, like, for example, if you look at Shadowrun, okay? Shadowrun 6, for example. You have idiots like me who, just kind of want to buy all the Shadowrun books because we like Shadowrun.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good stuff there. The thing is,
I want to be in Shadowrun and sell kidneys.
okay,
That's my side hustle besides Fischbrötchen.
you really want to make her a reality, right?
Yes! I was told multiple times someone would teach me Shadowrun. I'm like, yes, I play Sibylla.
Yeah. Mel wanted to GM, but he's what? Maybe I should get him into the chat and explain himself why it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, because he works like some weirdo.
That's not an excuse. Also, the shrine is on fire now.
Well, what did you do?
Building.
Building real fast, now it's on fire.
It's just very fun to watch. So yeah, if
I mean, you play Moku, so it makes sense. It's
Yeah.
on fire.
actually, setting a shrine on fire as Moku is just it fits.
It's peak roleplay.
Yeah, but yeah,
Technically, you should
Okay,
say,
it did.
the only thing that would be more roleplay is if you set me on fire.
should I do that?
I guess.
I guess we should do that once.
Set me on
Oh
fire!
no, yeah. So
So,
hey, this is Minecraft building techniques, which is I love that Minecraft is becoming more and more like Lego. Quote unquote, more like Klemmbausteine, aka where you're like trying new techniques. Why did you set it on fire? Because now look at this. Look at this.
With a roof.
Yeah, it looks like actually that someone used a lot of small wood to get something done. It's just a hack. But that's all of Minecraft building nowadays. You hack together shit. Okay. Oh, it's night.
I can go sleep.
Yeah. Again, Claire, if you want to join the server, just tell me, I whitelist you, and I send you the invite.
I heard something scream. I don't like that. Screamed like a very angry chicken. That's not how chickens scream.
You don't know chickens.
Are you sure?
I chased a pearlhound once for fun.
That's not a chicken, though.
That's basically a chicken.
That's not a chicken. That's totally not a chicken. So,
When I
yeah.
was,
The
I
Twitter artist once had a chicken as a pet. This was fun. But she was a bit weird, not a good way, so I don't go to her anymore.
we lost the whole our fun sessions discourse.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Shit.
We made some shit up and it's fun.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
the short version.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I can talk a bit
guess-
about the shitty sessions I had
Yeah.
before.
You had shitty sessions?
No, not with you. I mean, I had 3 sessions before
Okay.
you. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me the horror story.
I mean, okay. To be fair, the first session with another D&D, the Dungeon Master, this was interesting and kind of cool. I liked it. But yeah, okay. Which one should I start? I don't know. Verdammt.
Verdammt.
Why get I so nervous? Okay, like the shitty one is pretty more entertaining. Where's the fire?
It's out already.
Uh-huh. Okay, yeah, it was a self-made system he made.
Oh no.
So it
oh,
probably
no.
wasn't
Oh,
self-made,
no.
I guess.
Oh no.
Yeah, and the story was self-made, and I mean that, but it was for once just very boring. Like I want to be too mean because he hasn't had any experience with itself, but like the setting was a
How
bit
can
like
you make a system if you have no experience?
I don't know. I didn't know at the time why he did it.
Can
Yeah.
I say something? I think the word
Yeah.
you both are searching for is hubris.
Yeah.
Maybe. But yeah, it was like the setting was a magical school. That's where my profile picture comes from, or my Twitter profile picture at least, or the picture you see here on the stream right now. So that's the good thing. I made the character, and her name's Ana Vento. Because he's an air magician, and Vento is wind in Portuguese. I know, I was very creative.
Google Translate is where all the names come
Oh,
from.
Yeah.
you don't want to know our Ragnarok online names. Oh, you
Yeah.
don't want to. Actually, you should want to.
Maybe I do know. But yeah, the thing was like the system was just weird, but I don't remember too much. But the one thing I played a bit a sassy character. I think it's not that surprising. And one
You
of
played a sassy character. How?
Yeah.
Oh, how shocking that you played another sassy character.
yeah, but this time she was very stupid. Haha. And
Oh, you made
but-
another stupid sassy character. How-
Xenia is smart.
No,
Comparatively.
no.
Xenia's very smart, just like me. But yeah, one thing, another one like the played with us. He played a Russian character, and I made a joke about that. I never said his right name, but I just switched between any other male
Russian name.
Russian name. Yeah, that was just a joke. And another one who was in the party, he got pissed at me and like, why am I like this? And like he thought I was genuine. Like, what? I played a role in a role-playing game. It was.
And
To
then
be
you-
fair,
then you
in
probably-
another round,
Then you probably told him, I'm playing a role-playing game, this is the role I play.
yeah,
And then,
yeah, like in the second session, he kind of get it, and he was a bit more chill about it, so a bit fair, but like it was weird. And then the GM kind of didn't know what to do. We were 4 players,
huh?
and he kind of didn't know what to do with 4 players. It was too much for him to handle, and like he focused on like 2.
Okay,
The
wait,
whole-
wait a second, wait a second.
Yeah,
So you're telling me this guy
Yeah.
built his own system
yeah,
without much experience,
yeah,
and 4 players were too much to handle.
yeah. Basically, he played only with 2 of them, and I was just sitting there. At some point, I just played another game because I just got so bored. Because like for an hour, I didn't say anything because I just like you didn't talk to me, and I wasn't able to play anything. Just no, the other 2 are solving a mystery right now. Okay, then I don't say anything. And yeah,
Fucking
he was a
hell.
bit, yeah, he was a bit like a weird person because were you not entirely sure if he was right wing or so? I wouldn't say no, but
How did you get in that fucking group?
It was the Overwatch group. To be fair, like
Okay, sorry, this is the weirdest thing to hear. You can't just drop. Oh, it was an
Nee,
Overwatch
but-
group. Just
Yeah,
okay.
not to be
explains
fair, like,
everything.
the other one, like it was pretty left leaning. Like he was like the one he came, he was from Switzerland. Yeah, so that's the
Agreed.
problem, and like he always made some jokes about Nazi gold and stuff, like how much Nazi gold he had bunkered. And this is a kind of joke like you can do it, but he made it like every time, and at some point it's going to be weird. And in during the story, we found a book. It was there was a date of 1933. And that's like why? Yeah, just because I like it. And we found a chamber with stolen art from the Nazis. Like this was the whole story. He was just very interested in this. Yeah, like at some point after that, I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to talk with you anymore. It was just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
So basically, your session was, I'm technically there, but not really.
Yeah,
It really.
I can't-
it
my English
really
skills aren't
sounds
good enough
like
to explain it.
something.
yeah. But like the first Dungeons and it was D&D. Yeah. Like we used
they
the
made their
system.
own.
Yeah, no. He also a simplified version with its own setting, but at least this Dungeon Master he could write and he wrote an own story. Like it was set in the 80s and basically it was like Scooby Doo, and
I
was
mean,
cool.
that's something.
yeah, like we were a group of basically inspectors, and we had to go in a town and that got overrun by werewolves, and we had to find out what happened there. It was interesting. We never finished it sadly, but
I mean,
it was fine.
I mean, if you want to play inspectors and such, you could just play Call of Cthulhu.
I already told you I'm always open. I just suck at these games, but
You play honestly. You're basically you're very similar. It's very similar to Monster Hunter. I would say you may not have played these games a lot or that much, but you're someone who learns. Like okay, you know what? That's the thing. What I always kind of hate when people come to me and are like, "Oh, TTRPGs. Like, I'm not that good. Do you want me on your table?" Here's the thing. Yes. I am nearly 20 years.
Unless you're like the group I was with when I first played.
That was a mistake on my part. I was like, oh yeah, I actually got one together after years. So I was like,
Yeah, I know it was technically your mistake that you let the group persist, but
I was like, I was like, you know what? Maybe they just need a session, and then it just.
No, they were just terrible.
That it was just no. Like
Yeah.
if you're like sitting there and like here's the thing. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you come to my table, okay, and you're like, oh hey, I want to play a caster, someone who casts magic. And you're like, and I'm like, okay, and I want them. These classes are complex.
Or at least
You need to do.
there's more shit to learn.
Yeah, there is more shit to learn. If you come to my table, like, yeah, that's fine. I do that. And then we play. And you don't have a single idea what spells you have. In a simple system like D&D even.
Where,
Or you know
Yeah.
what they do.
I mean, in D&D it's super simple. A spell, at least on 5e, does only what it says. No more, no less. And the fire spell doesn't say things burn around it, it won't burn things around it. Super simple.
Yeah.
You can ask the DM if you can change the effect of a spell a bit. 5e is not the best system for that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, think I got better, but I still made a lot of mistakes.
Hey, no, you really made not many mistakes. Let me just be real here. Like, holy shit. You know what?
I mean, you played in my game.
You made good decisions. You literally didn't fuck up all the time. And again, what I wanted to say is, if you are on my table and you do not do the slightest bit of work in terms of learning your shit, then sitting there and being like, yeah, you can just skip me. What the fuck? Like, here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is just like, because I've had this a bunch of times in my life actually. What the fuck do people think when they tell me, oh, just skip me? I'm sorry.
I mean, we
You're
will.
playing. I mean, probably will, at some point, but this isn't because we want to. Okay. Here's the thing. No matter the system that you play, no matter how complex or simple, a system is designed to around the idea that everyone has a turn, and that turn counts. If you're like, oh, just skip my turn, you're basically saying me, you are worthless to the game. Why are you here? That is my question. Because, literally, why is anyone here when you just... Yeah, just don't do things. When you're like, oh, I'm not relevant. Oh, you just skip me. Oh, you don't need me. Here's the thing. You play games. 4 people is the general idea of a party. Because most fun you can have in a TTRPG, similar to co-op games, is around 4 to 3 people. Hit someone with a stick. Yeah. You're right, Claire. Honestly, again, offer, if you ever want to try D&D or, TTRPGs, I am happy to teach you. They're not hard. You just need to learn a bit, because that's the thing. They're rules. You need to learn a bit.
Yeah. Well, in Cast I have more stuff to learn than the basic rules. That's why.
true.
That's why you generally say to new people, play some kind of fighter.
Yeah.
They're the easiest to get a grasp on the basic rules.
I mean, that's the irony that I think a lot of people also just don't know how to play stuff really well, because I had this. We also had this once that we got a small group play D&D because it was just again. I think the one upside that 5e currently has is that you have a lot of people that at least know the basics of the game.
Yeah.
So you can actually get a group together. And the group was lovely. I would love to play with them again. Seriously. This isn't against the group. This is literally not against the group. It's just, they were lovely. I totally want to play again with them. Or part with
What
them.
your point?
But like, for example, one was like, oh yeah, you know what, I'm just gonna play a fighter for once, because for them, fighters didn't seem interesting, because in the groups beforehand, combat was so out of whack. They were just
Yeah, that
it
group
was
of like
so
8 players
yeah
with like one big monster and everyone fired their spells and then it was over.
yeah. So like basically everyone just was like always hurrying to do anything because there was just not much there, you know. And ironically, and then they were like, oh hey, wait, I need to actually save up my, you know,
Action search.
I need to save up my action search. I need to think about when to use what, and they were like surprised that there is actually some meaning and thought in the combat, and like yeah, there is. A bunch of people just don't have even good, you know, don't even have a good idea of how shit like that should work. Like
Yeah, they're just a bad DM.
yeah, and I mean, hey, I make my own jokes constantly about how, you know, video games have just influenced TTRPGs way too fucking much, and it has become an absolute nightmare at this point, because it's not even like you have one culprit like before, you know. Before it was like, oh hey, you could point towards the fact that, you know, oh, people have seen Legolas and they wanted to have Legolas. If they were spicy, it was actually an Aragorn, but then they were just even more arrogant usually.
For some reason.
Yeah, the best ones were those that came in and tried to make Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow people were usually really fun people to work with, but, you know, they made a goof character. Huh? What was that?
What?
It bubbled?
Ah, that was Marissa.
Did you just vape or something?
So no, it was my water bottle. So here.
Oh, I
Sorry.
was just like, what happened? What was that?
No, I don't vape.
Yeah, I was like, okay, what? What happened?
Just the water bottle on the table.
Yeah,
Nothing more.
but it's just the fact that a lot of people always, you know, orient themselves on games, and back then it was, you know, the joke that, oh hey, you're not Legolas Oblivion, because a lot of people wanted to play Legolas but also like Oblivion, and it's like, I'm sorry, this is a group game, sir, this is a group game. Ma'am, this is a group game. It's just what
Personage.
they just wanted to be an Elder Scrolls so fucking bad, and it was Oblivion still back then. Nowadays it's just Baldur's Gate 3 probably took a big hit to that. Because
It's
like,
interesting, like so many people like Baldur's Gate. And I can see why, because the characters are like good.
the characters are really
But
good.
since I generally weigh gameplay a lot more, the combat design is atrocious and the way they change the spells is atrocious as well, in my opinion. I just think it's a bad game.
Yeah, I think for many people, is story and characters more important.
Yeah,
in this
especially,
case.
and you know, here's one thing I need to point out, especially if you are, and you know, a new GM, or you know, or if you're new to the game, I beg you, do not take Baldur's Gate 3 as an inspiration. You can take it as an inspiration for, you know, maybe characters, as in, you know, the characters themselves doing goofy stuff. the NPCs you meet, yeah, you know what? You can use those as inspiration. Actually, they're a great inspiration because, as said, you're just copying some NPCs. Fine, do that. Really, do that. They're good. They're good. The problem just arises then when, you look into
Items and combat design.
and it just falls apart. Seriously, Baldur's Gate 3 is the worst thing to orient yourself, especially if you want to play D&D 5th edition. It's not going to lead to fun adventures. It's only going to lead to quote-unquote fun adventures when everyone... when nearly everyone in the group is just accepting that this is supposed how to go and doesn't talk about it.
You should be more specific there.
Okay, wait. Okay. Here's the thing. So many want nowadays to just make it, oh, we need to make it linear. You need to plot it, and
That's always the worst thing. You can technically say overarching storyline is,
Yeah.
there's some bad thing, and you need the MacGuffin that's somewhere there, and you need to bring it there. That's okay.
That's fine.
You just copied Lord of the Rings, basically.
Yeah, that's completely fine because Lord of the Rings is actually pretty good to copy.
Good. That's fine. But it's like, it has to go this way or that way. No.
No, just don't do that. Just
That's why I react kind of allergic to the whole plotting out a story.
it is such not a good idea.
You have an outline, you have actors you write yourself with morals, limitations, and abilities. And those are mostly in factions. And the rest writes itself when
Yeah.
your players come in.
Yeah, that's the thing. Two things I will always tell people is A, you do not need a big backstory, long worked out or something. That is completely stupid.
Oh, I was talking about campaign generally.
Yeah, but this is
okay.
one thing I want to tell new people specifically. You don't need that.
You mean
And if
for
you jam,
players, you should.
especially for new players, yeah, you don't need that. What counts in a TTRPG campaign is what you do, not what you've been. Set down
And
some
we just
stuff.
talked about it, like it was some old tales we experienced back in the old days.
Yeah, and literally write some stuff down about where you came from, or just define some of your character traits, but don't shackle yourself with a story that, and I'm gonna be honest with you, most GMs will never be able to ever fucking do anything with, because here's the thing, what you expect
Unless you
from
guilt trip them into it.
yeah, and then they will usually make something not good, because that's the thing. That is the absolute. I'm going to tell you the biggest secret about D&D, and every D&D and every other TTRPG. GMs are not authors or story writers. Most suck at that. Many have, sometimes good ideas. Fun ideas even. Like just for example, here's a fun idea for a group that is a bit goofy, an evil group, and your character can interact with that. But usually, they will not be able to plot out a really emotional story like you read online, because also you need to keep in mind, most of the D&D stories you read online on Reddit are fake. It's similar to Am I the Asshole? There are a bunch of posts simply there that are made up. There are a few real ones that give the others credibility, but a lot of them, they're fake. Like, here's the thing. the one time someone just wrote down how cool it was how that GM made a false Hydra, and suddenly, oh, so many people have experienced a false Hydra storyline. They're everywhere. It's like, really? But surely no one would lie on the internet. Oh, so many lie on the internet. That's the thing. They all lie. Because all of them want to all of them want to post nowadays as if, they also had, an experience like the greatest. They're like, oh yeah, we also had our critical role moments. And so much of that is just fake. It's just fake. Like, again, if you know what's here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you what is a surefire way to identify real stories from TTRPGs versus fake ones. So real ones are those where you read that they really happened by chance. When shit happened by chance, it is likely real. It is so very likely real, because that's that. An actual, good TTRPG story that is remembered by people, that are those that happened by chance. That's what happened. That's simply what happens. Those that are by chance, because a good TTRPG campaign is those where you have, a certain area in which the characters can play around with. And maybe some goals or something, and then just shit happens. I keep saying, here's the thing: you want to have like a good social setup for a TTRPG campaign. Something where you have to do things. You know what? Don't orient yourself on Baldur's Gate or RPGs or movies or all of that. You know what would be the best inspiration from not TTRPGs? Sierra Adventure games. And I specifically say those because, LucasArts games are fun, but even then just do the old ones like Maniac Mansion and shit where you can just maybe find a lot of red herrings. But the thing in Sierra games is, here's an area, go wild, figure out how the mechanics work. Like, oh, your King's Quest 3, escape the escape the Tower of the Wizard. The wizard comes in at intervals and such, and you need to maybe figure out how to use the time before you need to be back in your room. Shit like that.
But you have hide all your items. That was interesting.
It was really fun. And
I've only played the remake, not the original game. So
there was a remake of 3?
A fan remake, yeah.
Oh, damn.
They're all pretty good.
Didn't know that, but that's cool. This is just, again, use those as reference points because it just makes so much more sense. And especially...
I don't even know what my reference points are.
Also, one
I have
thing...
to be honest, I don't know.
I can also add one thing, by the way.
Yeah.
So, where was I?
If you should add to something I see.
Yeah. What your reference points are. I really don't know what yours are, but all over the place. You just read shit in the manuals and stuff. We're like, oh, that's fun. You just do shit that's funny.
It works just fine.
It works. It's just like normally you kind of, if you see other people's stuff, what they do in a session or prep for a session, you can pretty clearly pinpoint, that comes from there, And then I'm looking back at my stuff and I'm like, okay, where did I get that idea from?
Yeah, I mean somewhere probably, but...
Yeah, probably somewhere. I mean, that there are always the stages. Something is like wholly original from impressions. Then there's stuff which you copied, but you just don't remember that you copied it. Like that you already had the information in your brain, you just don't connect it anymore.
It was a good video
Then
by
things you
Tomska.
just stole and not credited. We all know.
Yeah, but then I would expect at least Nya would see where my stuff came from, but she doesn't.
Don't know, honestly. But honestly, but that's the thing. I can just be really fucking stupid.
Yeah, you can, but in that regard, you're mostly pretty smart, you know.
Yes, but
So
yeah.
My theory where my stuff come from is mostly just I have an idea for a set piece, and the rest is just.
It usually is that you just have an idea for a set piece and then you're just like, yeah, let's just wing it.
And the rest is just like improvised on the spot.
I mean, you usually just build a setting and just play it out because honestly, you're not. One of the things is ironically your strength is you do not like writing. You
Yep.
do not like plotting because it's like, here's just tidbits. And it's honestly.
I let my villains plot. I look at what information they have available and what resources, and then I let them do stuff. That's fun. Like, the Oni fooled you pretty good. That was one of the best things I've ever did.
Yeah. Yeah, that was something.
Every measure you did to prevent harm cost more. That was...
We were insane fuck ups. It is wow. We were like.
I don't know if you were fuck-ups. It was just like, okay, I'm a weird flying giant that can do magic shit and eats people. What would I do in this situation?
I mean,
Eating people, I guess.
yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. We just we had a wild run in this.
It's just like, oh yeah, stay back. You're safe if you're not with the if you're not coming with us into the evil-looking cave. I don't know why you said it. I don't know why you said it looked evil, but it was very fun because the person you did your blood test on was the Oni at that point. But since Polymorph changed the blood as well, it doesn't work.
I love how we just but that just happened by accident because again that is the fun. If you make a setup and people just fumble the bag, it is way more fun than intentional.
As if they never could have solved it in the first place. That would be boring.
Because it literally just ended up with us just making everything worse for everyone involved. And we thought we were the good... That's the thing. We literally thought we were the good guys. Because...
Yeah, you tried doing the right thing. Yeah,
we tried. It failed. Horribly.
It's like, oh, go back with the group. You're safe there. Everyone died. We just freed someone from a cellar. Just stay here. And when we're done checking the cave, then we come back. And he died.
Can we just point out that a plan of stay back, we take care of this, you're safer here. We did it 3 times and every time it backfired.
At some point it was on us.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, what the fuck? You don't know.
It was just some invisible giant. Well, he also has a human form because he can shape change form and back. But
I mean, I remember you kinda you never directly said it, but what Rasputin was cursed, right? Or something. He had something.
I try to remember. I don't
I think he didn't live long enough to see the consequences, but at least a few times you kind of make some anecdotes that there's something going to happen.
This fucking song, fool me once, shame on you.
We are trying.
Yeah, I know.
We're trying to figure out what, because I don't remember well right now.
Oh yeah, it's just there was this one joke song I wanted to show you at the time when you were too ill.
Not the joke song. Didn't you hear the conversation we
I
just
heard it. It's like, I don't remember what happened with Rasputin. Rasputin was weird. Rasputin was just there to beef with everyone.
Yeah, I I I think I didn't really plan this character through. My idea was like Mr. Satan
Yeah.
inspired character. It did we got kind of work, but the problem is it's kind of useless in a game team play game. So
I mean,
yeah.
honestly, your take on Mr. Satan was just kind of glorious. It's time to take a shit on comedy. It was the best of those songs. Yeah, it was.
Maybe since I will redo again, but
You know what?
something.
Honestly, idea of just making TTRPG character Mr. Satan is just, love it.
Yeah,
Because-
but I think it's something we have to plan in advance. So
No. Just do it. Just do it on the spot, as you did before. It will work
Yeah.
out fine.
yeah, but it would be better if we won something and I could go the credit. This was the idea. Like you make all the work and I'm the hero who gets celebrated. This was my idea, but everyone was just dead.
yeah, that's the problem with the character idea. If you let everyone die, you can't take the credit.
Yeah, you didn't have your Majin Buu.
Honestly, as a kid, I really hated Mr. Satan. But I think it's a bit like many did it back then. But
Oh yeah,
older
I
I
also
understand.
didn't like him.
I liked him.
I just know that. Also, I remember there was like this one Dragon Ball game on the Game Boy, and that's I borrowed from someone on the Game Boy Advance, and he was one of the like the first boss you do, while after you can roam like an area, and he had
Legend of Goku, I think was.
and he had a fucking jetpack, and I was like, why does he have a jetpack? Why does he have a jet? I don't know. Why did he have a
needs to
jetpack?
fly.
Why?
There's a
It's
PS1.
Satan.
There's a PS1 game where you can stand on the ground or fly. It's like a 2D fighter, Dragon Ball. Mr. Satan has a jetpack there.
Was it the? I have a Dragon Ball Fighter for the PS1, but I don't know if it was this one.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
you know what?
haven't-
When we
I
talk
should
about
have taken a
when we
look.
talk about Dragon Ball fighting games, can we talk about how Budokai Tenkaichi was announced with his first 40 characters? And it's all just Vegeta and Goku. It's just
But
Vegeta
to be
and
fair, they
Goku.
have. But this is the tradition.
No, they had like 40 Gokus or something, and then there's just even more Vegetas, and it's like, what the fuck?
I mean, nowadays they can just invent more Vegetas with all the parallel worlds.
Yeah.
This is gonna hurt. Actually. You're not. Are you dying on me again?
No. Yeah, but nowadays you don't even have different timeline Vegetas. You have also different world and timeline Vegetas.
I hate every single second of what you said.
Almost like the whole Dragon Ball universe wasn't as planned and
Nothing of this. Nothing
Yeah.
was planned there. We were an old Goku fighting game. We were just Like, here's the thing. Does anyone here, anyone, expect him to stop making?
Money.
I mean there are Dragon Ball games since Dragon Ball exists, so it's nothing new.
Mm.
Or back in with the Super Famicom and stuff. The games are honestly kind of interesting. Not that great, but worth taking a look.
Yeah.
Hmm?
I'm also wondering what Dragon Quest do next. Honestly, they will just probably start actually doing their own designs. And it's let me put it like this.
If they start doing their own designs, I might actually like Dragon Quest ones.
I mean, here's the thing. They will probably still do the same art style, but it's gonna be their own designs.
Still, they've reused characters since game
They will not
1.
stop doing that, sadly.
Yeah, but that's the reason why I don't like Dragon Quest.
It's like, like, I know you played 11 and you're like, oh yeah, this is good. This is well written. This had great characters. It has
Yeah.
good mechanics.
But it's still a bad RPG.
Oh, the Dragon Quest fans will be mad hearing that.
If you have characters with a prescriptive stat and skill growth, you are a bad RPG.
Yeah, I stopped playing because I got bored. This was my experience. with it.
I mean, it's not a bad game, but it's not a good RPG. I'm sorry. I have my fun with it as well.
You will probably finish it one day.
Yeah,
Oh.
if I'm not playing Caves of Kut again, because I now started playing Caves of Kut again, and it's fun. I'm already expecting the Glothrot sewers. You know?
Yeah, it's definitely.
You know how much I like Glothrot sewers.
Glop flop.
Yeah,
Sounds like some Saarland food.
Fuck off. Fuck off. Just, you have not tried it, so you wouldn't talk shit about it.
it's the most fun illness.
Shut
It's the most
up.
fun illness I've ever seen anyone conceive of, except Super Typhus. Super Typhus is also very fun.
Sorry.
Super Typhus!
I mean, that's a real thing in a D&D module.
Yeah, but also it took me a second to hear it.
Yeah.
I think every illness should be just called like this.
Got to Act 3 and lost track of things. Oh, hey. It's like us playing Baldur's Gate 3 because we do it so sparsely. Just forget things happen. We're actually insanely back on track again. So,
Yeah.
how the fuck did that happen?
Well, there were tracks in front of us and they led to a foundry. Now the foundry is gone.
I suppose. Okay.
You know, you're looking up how did you build it? No. Now I will repeat myself. You always looking up how to build the thing you wanted to build. Breaks kind of the flow of the conversation. Hmm?
Ah.
No.
Ah.
Where were we?
You said it wasn't a good...
I'm still thinking about Super Typhus.
Yeah, right. We were by fantasy illnesses. Yeah, Super Typhus is fun, but I want to talk about Glothrot or Glothrot, depending on how you pronounce it. It's fun. You can get it basically only in one place in Kut, especially since it's contracted by ingestion through the mouth, specifically. Talking's hard. And there are lots of eels in the, well, let's call them sewers for now. And they like to throw you off your feet. So you're drinking sewage, slime, shit. Things that corrode your stuff, things that make you slimy. Well, and stuff that gives you Glothrot. And Glothrot is basically, you get lesions on your tongue very painful ones. So you start having trouble speaking. But every time you drink from a flask or another container, you have basically so much pain you throw up and infect the source with blood clot, basically. Sooner or later, your tongue will have necrosis and fall off. And then you don't have a tongue anymore. And that makes you having trouble speaking to other people.
Nice.
There are ways of regenerating your tongue and cut, but if you still haven't cured blood clot, it will still fall off later. So you technically can collect your own tongues and throw them at people.
It's not how you can collect your own dicks in Amazing Cultivation Simulator.
True. But yeah, normally you need, there's always one specific book with a random generated recipe to cure Glotthroat and a few other specific illnesses. And you need to find that one, and then you know in your playthrough how to cure it, in case you get it.
Anyway. Ow. Ow.
Well, if you can't talk for you, you're the streamer.
Oh yeah, I'm the streamer, but I'm also kind of building, and you talked right now.
We stopped talking a while ago.
I just got distracted a bit.
By the way, we are almost at the finale of fucking Double Zeta. Ooh yeah. Like, seriously, we're getting there. I almost have shown Agonia all of Double Zeta. Then we can finally watch Char's counterattack. And you just running away now.
Yeah.
Stay here, this is about you.
Should have talked more then.
Oh, shut up. Seriously, old Gundam is great. Aged super well. I mean, okay. It didn't age perfectly, I'd say. That's just there's not much that really aged really well, you know? In fact, I don't really know a lot of stuff that actually aged really well. Okay, wait. The Mad Max movies actually aged really well. Like, shockingly well, if I might say so myself. Like, I don't know, if you ever seen them? That was a question. Have you seen them?
Yeah, sorry. Yes, I did.
They really are surprisingly, they just age surprisingly well. Like, usually you'd expect, you expect old movies to just have, casual homophobia or something like that. Especially from the 70s and 80s. Oh, okay, it's that.
I think they came all in the 70s, or?
No, I think 70s and then 80s. So, like, they still were like, oh, hey, remember Tina Turner? So... Oh, so that was what we were supposed to do. Yeah, no, surprisingly, yeah, um, surprisingly, the Mad Max movies really aged well. I didn't expect that myself. Absolutely not.
Yeah, you thought Terminator 2 aged well, and then you watched it.
Yeah, because I watched it and
Yeah.
we're like, yeah, there were some lines where like,
Yeah.
overall
What
still a
happened?
great.
It's been a while since I watched it, so
It's like
what's the
overall,
problem?
I'd say overall still a great movie. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, let's just put it like this: Terminator 2 is a classic for a reason, and there's a lot of good stuff there. But like, you even see how people who later definitely didn't do that anymore. How much certain language was just normal back in the day. Which is, even more surprising to me that when we got to Mad Max and I was like, I was preparing for the worst. I was literally being there like, you know what? It probably didn't age that well. There's probably good stuff there, and showing it to Agonia, it's like it's gonna be interesting. And then no, they just were good movies and aged surprisingly well. Like, shockingly well. They have like there's like there's a disabled character in the first movie, and he's just there. It's just a normal character. Like, holy shit. To say that you'd probably be like, wait, what?
Yeah, I mean, it
especially
was
for the
the thing
70s.
always when people said, Mad Max Golden Woke and things like
No.
this.
Honestly, the thing is, rewatching the Mad Max trilogy, like the first ones, just reinforced the fact that, especially for me, it just reinforced the fact that, yeah, George Miller was always like this. Like, sorry, you watch the old movies and the worst, like, you know what the worst thing is that aged in them? Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
rest of the
Yeah.
movies, no. They're still great. They still have amazing action scenes, great stunt scenes, all of that. But also just there's just a bunch of stuff that is they just aged surprisingly well. Yeah. And like, again, you expect casual slurs or people making fun of disabled people, but nope, they're just not. It's just not. It's like, yeah, you want woke movies, woke old movies? Fucking watch Mad Max.
Oh, you said woke.
Haha. I mean woke in the actual sense of how the word was meant in the beginning, as in you notice
it?
in
Injustice.
injustice and stuff, and yeah, they just shy away from a lot of stuff, and yeah, also it is a reference to Marissa saying, yeah, you know what I mean. This is more about this is like, yeah, the movies were always like that. I think Fury Road is just way more explicit to what it was always.
Yeah.
Let's just actually finish this
Yeah,
up
and people
here.
who complain about it didn't watch the original movies, so
Honestly, Claire, if you like Fury Road, okay, I can tell you will like the first 3 Mad Max movies. You need to keep in mind that they are, in fact, indie movies from Australia, from basically a bygone time, but they are really good. Like,
They're slower and less action,
They-
but
they're-
overall still action.
yeah, they're
I mean, the
way
first
more slow.
small movie was basically complete different movie. I mean,
The-
the second and third movies are a lot more the way Mad Max is known
I
for
think
today.
the
But
second and third movie really, defined a lot of
yeah,
about Mad Max. But I think people really forget that Mad Max, the original movie series, was a very quiet and thoughtful series. Like, the that's the thing. Okay, they you had George Miller, and he wanted to make one movie that was just one giant action scene. That was a thing for Fury Road. I don't know how much it will, work out in Furiosa. I have to watch that movie still, and I don't know if I want to or will watch it in cinema. I can't tell you that, but I can tell you that the older movies are way, way more talking, way more about actually almost philosophy of about the again, the first one is about the personal downfall of, well, Max. That's why he's named like that. I mean, you need to keep in mind his whole thing is that, yes, he's like it basically plays on stuff like Judge Dredd even, but like in a more personal sense, because Judge Dredd is still trying to be kind of an action statement thing, while Mad Max is definitely about is very much about the personal thing that happens to people. Like, kind of weird, because she's not going to accomplish any of her goals. She's probably going to kill one person, but yeah. Like, here's the thing. I don't know. I'm not gonna be like, oh, hey, this is. It's just weird, because, like, hey, George, I know, like, especially if you watch the first three Mad Max movies, you're probably gonna be like, oh, yeah, the guy knows his work, and, like, there's a bunch of really cool stuff there. It's probably gonna be like a setup for what she will do later in her later life. Like, this sets her on the path. Also, and I I'm gonna say it. So here's the thing. Be prepared for probably one of the worst things you will hear ever. But I will bet that Furiosa is probably gonna be a very deeply personal story. And also why she can't have children. Like, seriously, keep that in mind. She was captured back then. Okay? And basically lost everything. But also, one reason she rides the Warwick is he can't use her. I don't know. Here's the thing. The weird thing about George Miller is, like, literally he made Fury Road, which is just amazingly standalone thing, and now he wants to make like two prequels, like one about Furiosa and one that happened 1 year before Fury Road, and it's like, I guess. But also, it's kind of weird if you think about that the first three movies were vignettes about the human, about humans. Like, for example, the first one is about, how Max just stops being a good person. And this is the thing. Like, yeah, this whole question about what does it need for you to stop being a good person, and there's a bunch of stuff that happens until he, just resigns. Like, the whole, that sets him on the path. And the second one is about what kind of difference can you make in a world, that's very indifferent. Also, the second one has drip. And the third one has also drip. And it has Tina Turner. And it's about, I mean, we all know fucking Thunderdome. The whole concept of Thunderdome comes from there. And
my cookie.
you want a cookie again?
I eat my cookie. I hear too much about movies.
Movies are fun.
Can be. They're also boring.
Ich weiß eine Movie.
Yeah, that's probably what happens. She trades her freedom for a chance at revenge. That is probably how Furiosa will happen to a degree.
I mean, there's lots of interesting shit that can happen before that. Just if you watched Mad Max 3 first, for example, you would also say, what's the point of watching Mad Max if he in the end just, you know how it ends already.
I think the irony is more like that we know what happens. Here's the thing, okay? Usually I would be like, why the fuck does anyone want this kind of movie? Okay? Because the thing is, the beginning of Mad Max, of Fury Road, clearly, is like, hey, remember the ending of Mad Max 3? And something happened back then that, he abandoned them. So it's like, okay. But also, it's also just kind of pointless, Like, let me explain. Like, usually this kind of we're gonna make a sequel, we're gonna make a prequel thing, it's just like, usually studios make this just so they can make more money, and now it's like, oh hey, no, I want to make these prequels. I'm like, I don't get the need for another prequel to Fury Road. Like, wanting to show more Furiosa, I get that. Furiosa was like, here's the thing, Furiosa was definitely kinda meant to take over from Max. Or, be a second character to follow in that universe. 100%. Yeah,
Definitely.
I totally get that. But when he then came and was like, oh, I want to make one thing about Max, a prequel story to what happened before, I was like, why? Okay, here's the thing. I would need to spoil a bit of of the Mad Max 3 ending if you want to understand why I'm so confused about the whole prequel thing, because it's just, George, do you want us to feel pain? You want Max to have a special car? Oh, no. Here's the thing. Do you want, since he blew it up in Fury Road,
Max already lost his special car.
the car is already gone in 3.
Yeah.
Well,
He had several cars that already lost.
okay, actually no. The thing is, if you look at 3 at Thunderdome, he has a carriage, but the car is actually in the back. He still tries to assemble himself a new car. He does. That is one thing that is actually, that was the idea of the actual fourth movie that he wanted to rebuild a car for himself. Here's the problem, okay? So Claire, this is because you're basically the only one currently active in chat. Is it okay for me to spoil a little bit about Mad Max 3? This is literally up to you now. Okay, so the thing is, Mad Max 3 roughly ends with Max and someone else and a bunch of kids escaping the desert to somewhere where they thought they would be more safe, which is the destroyed Sydney. So basically, Max and there would be kind of father figures to a lot of children. And he already had problems with that in the third movie because he tried to actually, make them basically a bunch of children live in an oasis, and he's like, oh shit, because he finds them and they're like, oh, lead us out of here because they want to leave, and he's like, stay here, you are way safer here, and it's like, actually, it's a very interesting thing. But, a bunch of stuff happens, with the Thunderdome City, etc., etc., etc. Blah. And they, land in the bombed out Sydney in the end. So, what probably happened between 3 and 4 is that probably Max rebuilt his car in some form or another, because, again, the car symbolizes him still clinging to his past. And this is why I kind of find it sad that it is kind of sad that I don't think that we don't see a fifth Mad Max, because again, the one thing that I want to see is that maybe Furiosa helps him overcome that, because again, the car he has, I think even in the second movie already, is not the car that it's not the car from the first movie. The car in the first movie is something he takes revenge with, and then he just tries to rebuild it, because it is literally the one thing he can't leave behind of his old life. It is still a remembrance to his wife and old life, to which he doesn't think he's allowed to return to. And just to be clear here, where he was, this part of the coastal area of Australia was kind of relatively lawless with gangs, but it was still very civilized. They still have courts, and they had some sort of form of police and state there. It wasn't totally post-apocalyptic. And yeah, that's the thing. He clings to this car. So
I don't know. The state sounds pretty post-apocalyptic to me.
Yeah, I know, but they had some form of order still. It was kind of better than some parts, but Thunderdome was also kind of like, why would you need that? This is also a solution to how you can actually have a society, which, true. But again, the thing is, he clings to that car because it reminds him of his old life. And also, you remember that child in the beginning of Fury Road saying he abandoned them? If that's the story, seriously, George, do I really want to know how Max abandoned them? I can imagine why he abandoned them, because Max is a broken person that usually runs from everything. And Fury Road was literally the character tipping point to a degree that, also he literally became a new character, quote unquote, and that he started caring for once and helped Furiosa make the futures just somewhat better instead of keeping running like he did in the first movies. Not just helping out, making it actively better. So yeah, this is why I'm like, why do we want to see more suffering of the children he will abandon that we know of? And again, watch the third movie. You're gonna be fucking furious if you make that connection, what he wants to make as a movie. And I don't know. It's just like, can we just get to the one movie where he actually leaves the car behind?
Down with the American dream.
What?
Well, the car. That's the American dream, right?
I don't think that's how this is supposed to work.
What's the American Dream then? If it's not
I don't
car,
know.
what is it?
Okay. Are you using the Tormund Nexus again?
Yes.
Car and gun.
Car gun.
Yeah, it really is just kind
So
of
a
like that.
self-propelled gun is the American Dream. And who built the biggest self-propelling gun?
I mean, what is the you want to Google the biggest self-propelled gun? I mean, it could be the Dickeberta.
Could be. Self-propelled gun, not howitzer, or not artillery. Well, the only thing they really have is largest military artillery vehicles, which I guess is a big gun.
Yeah.
Nee, der schwere Gustav.
Schwerer Gustav.
So the American Dream is Nazi Germany. Okay, got it. So much for twisted logic.
Everything makes sense.
Yeah, that's the problem with twisted logic. It makes sense.
I mean, it's still logic,
twisted. It's twisted logic.
but it's still logic.
Yeah.
But then again, Schwere Gustav is on a railway system. That
It's still
was-
self-propelled.
That was the
Car need ground too.
So I think seriously, the American dream is that you get lots of money and everyone will think you're cool and like you.
Yeah, you will just wash so many dishes. You know. You will just have money, and then you start your own business. And
And
Yeah.
then people wash dishes for you.
you know, they wash dishes for you, and then you have all the clean dishes and get the money for all the clean dishes.
Finally.
In more serious terms, it's basically be the one exploiting others.
Yeah.
Because that's how it ends usually. Which is kind of sad.
Mhm.
You know, I don't think we've ever tested this build if it doesn't spawn shit in the night. I'm afraid there will be a creeper on that roof.
We'll see. Well, you know what? Now that I think about it, there are a lot of blocks that don't spawn things. So
I know, but the reinforced deep slate.
yeah, we'll see how that turns out.
I don't remember if we covered that or not.
I don't know. The dream can one day that you can be the one wearing the boot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lick the boot until you can wear the boot. Your tongue may be warped, but you can squish other people.
It's not dark, by the way. And there was a bunch of light here, so...
Apparently only 2 of those Schwerer Gustav models were even ever built.
Yeah, they were just...
One of them made it even to actual combat.
Yeah, and then probably everyone was like, oh shit.
It fired 20 rounds and then the barrel was worn out. But it fired really big artillery shells into a city.
Which one?
I don't know. I would have to look that up. But as far as I remember, it was successfully at bombing civilians.
Yes.
Seems like a Nazi thing to do.
Yeah. You know what the funniest bit about the whole bombing civilian thing is?
Uh-huh.
Like, this is for all you Brits out there. Like, so the irony is that, if you remember, they still talk about the Blitz because, you know, the Germans bombed London and such, you know? The
Shit.
irony is that...
Oh, fuck.
You're dying again?
No, the creeper just blowed up my house.
Well,
Oh.
that's because you live in a forest with not enough light sources.
Yeah. I want it this way. It's fine, it's not much. Now I'm annoyed. You were still talking about Brits and Blitz
Yeah,
and
so
stuff?
ironically, that wasn't actually really the plan. They in basically typical Nazi fashion was that the first bombing campaigns were about were basically that they, you know, targeted British industry, which, you know, if you think about it, makes sense. If you know, starve, quote unquote, the people, they won't really be fighting a lot. You know, people don't like that. And if you, and so in the beginning, a lot of people were like, "Oh, what is the point in Britain?" Because, you know, you're basically trapped on an island because you lost Dunkirk. You're trapped on an island, and the industry that your country keeps rolling is just is going to get bombed to death anyway against someone that against the force that you at this moment can't do much about. Well, then one day the British fog happens, and since the airplanes back then weren't that good, they started hitting. They missed and dropped the bombs on the city. And the thing was, that happened once, and then basically the Brits were like, they're now bombing our civilians, and the civilians are like, and they're like, you won't break us with that. So Hitler took that up as a challenge.
Huh? What's going on?
Basically, because
Hitler's challenge?
yeah, because the Brits said, because the first bombs on British city fell by accident because of the British weather.
Yeah, they didn't. They wanted to throw it onto factories.
Yeah, they wanted to throw it on the factories, but they threw it onto the city, and then the British officials were like, you can't break us. And then Hitler was like, you know what? No, I show you that I can break you with bombing. And so they dropped the bombs on the cities, and you know what? Dumb idea, because then the Brits were like, okay, you know what? No. fuck you.
To be fair, the Brits did it as well. But
In the end,
to
what's-
be fair to the Brits, okay?
Mhm.
In this specific war, there is a high likelihood, even if you bomb a city, that you never hit someone that's not at fault for the war.
Yeah. It's just that you also need to keep in mind that a lot of Nazi high command and also factories were literally inside of the cities, so
Yeah.
Yeah, my hometown got also bombed because there are so many Nazis in there.
literally every single town in
Yeah.
Germany has that history because, like, holy shit. Like, let me put it like this. I know people always say, history is written by the winner, but the reality is, sadly, in a lot of times, the history is literally written by whoever the fuck people want to believe, and, oh boy, did the Nazis overplay how much the Brits bombed them. Like, it's not that the Brits were probably, kind of, but, you know what, we can get a wee bit revenge here, and fair enough. But, oh boy, here's the thing. There is an official, there's an actual official count by how many people died in Dresden, and it's a few hundred. Like, the fuck the Nazis, literally, the whole message about how Dresden was unlawfully bombed, even though it was literally. And here's the thing, okay? Dresden was a main factory hub and infrastructure, infrastructure hub for the Eastern Front. Guess why they bombed the fuck out of especially the railway infrastructure in Dresden? They take a wild guess why they did that. And again, then the rest was just overplayed by the Nazis. Because nothing better than Nazis trying to play the victim.
That's the one thing they can do really good.
Oh, they love playing the victim. Is the shrine finished? Oh no, it's almost finished. It's almost finished, actually. Like, holy shit. It is almost finished, Claire. So, just one more second, okay? Okay, wow. People will love seeing that when they're back on the server. surprised not more people have tuned in so far, but oh well. Okay. And then next time we stream, it's actually back to building farms and actually working on our house. And then you will probably have me discuss a lot of shit with Agonia.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hey, we need to figure out how our second floor will look like.
Yeah.
This one right here is
Probably
so...
also need to decorate the shrine interior later.
Yeah, that's true. We will redecorate some stuff there so it looks nice.
The shrine got pretty big.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what?
Yes.
So we can actually make... that sounds actually pretty good. We can still decorate it. But yeah, the main thing is done. I don't think I want stuff on the side there. But that's stuff we can then talk about. Yeah, it's huge, obviously, but... Anyway. We have a shrine now with the portal in it that we need to set up. So what do you think? Which lamp looks better?
I think the right one looks better from this perspective.
Yeah, now that it's done, right?
Mm. You can just use the middle mouse button.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, this actually works now. I thought I was hallucinating because, of Satisfactory. I don't want a grass block.
Fine though.
Yeah, I
Take
wanted
the
to...
grass block and be happy.
No, I wanted to have, normal dirt. Oh yeah, have a good night. Just putting some stuff down here. But hope it was fun to watch. But yeah, let me just do, like, one final finishing touch. So...
Good night.
Good night.
Right.
How does it look?
It looks good.
So now I will and now we can plant plants there actually. So I'd say, by the way, I looked at it. I don't think on this one things will spawn.
Why? Those are full blocks.
Yeah, but I think they're special, so they're not a spawn block.
If it's not transparent, it's a spawn block.
You know what? Then let's just make this a bit.
I can.
Yeah, look it up. Look it up.
Yeah, it's not transparent.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Let's just do it like this.
We do even.
Just to be safe.
So it's immune to explosions, high hardness, cannot be obtained in survival mode.
Oh.
Cannot be pushed by a piston. Higher hardness than obsidian. Cannot be destroyed by the wither or the ender dragon. Luckily, we only use it for like decorative purposes. Apparently, there's stuff of the stuff in a in the ancient city.
Ah, that makes the big portal thing. Yeah. By the way, I'm just placing some trapdoors on it then, so just to be safe, you know.
Hmm.
I mean, I think he said it is spawn safe, but oh well. Just to be sure. Doesn't ruin it a lot. Not really. So, yeah, we need to do...
The door looks a bit ugly, but okay.
Oh,
Also funny how it looks.
what was, oh, that was actually a screenshot. Yeah, now we need to make like a road and stuff, but this will, in my opinion, be, you know, a contest. Like, we could be like, hey, who wants to maybe decorate the shrine a little bit?
I don't think you want to do that.
I think Dahlia and such are probably gonna do a good job there, but yeah.
Yeah, they would.
And it's also just like, you know, who wants to.
I can't decorate.
Okay, so wonderful. Yeah. Yeah, the thing is basically we need to lift up the... Do we want to lift up the portal now?
No. Let's do that later.
Let's do that later, yeah. And yeah, then I think for everyone who's interested, the main thing we need to do is probably smooth out the area around here. Then we can go back in survival mode for that. Because we need to, you know, make it a bit more natural looking. I'd say you're walking around circles around my shrine.
Yeah.
Also, can I say that the shrine really fits well into the aesthetic?
Yeah.
That's good. Spruce works. Spruce and dark oak just...
Spruce always works.
Spruce and dark oak, really, really good combinations, actually. Surprisingly good combinations.
Everything with spruce is a good combination.
Yeah. Also, interestingly, what I think what happens at night is, because these lanterns are behind these, they're still emitting light.
Yeah, I know.
But you don't see them, so, like, that's actually smart.
I mean, let's see. Light level is 5. When does stuff spawn right now? Only at 0, right?
At 0. It has to be 0.
Yeah. Before then it was 11, I think. When
7.
When creepers still spawned.
Yeah. It was weird. And also, let's just fly over to Marissa, because there's supposed to be a hole in your house.
No, I already repaired it. It wasn't that big.
Oh. Sad. I missed the hole. I love how trapdoors are just like the universal thing to make a lot of shit nowadays. Like, yeah.
I just really don't know how to build the library. I just improvise and
Here we need to
don't look
keep
good.
doing. We need to keep working on our house, but it's already, you know, nice.
It takes on shape. Needs
Yeah.
more windows.
You know what? The problem is, now that I see this and have, you know, building techniques to compare to, I almost want to cover you frame it with dark oak.
Well, then we can try that.
That will be work. But that will be in the next stream.
There will be next.
There will probably be some co-op streamings. Like, here's the thing. We will just dip into Minecraft whenever it's fun and possible. You know, that's just how it works. But yeah, I feel like with Dark Oak it would look a lot better now that I compare it.
Well, we should sleep.
We should definitely sleep. Thanks everyone for tuning in and seeing this wonderful thing come to life. We now have a wonderful shrine that we need to fix the portal inside of and, maybe decorate a bit. Again, I will probably be like, again, Dahlia and Emily usually did a good amount of stuff, so they can work on that maybe. And we need to make a path connecting everyone. And obviously, whatever the fuck this is redevelopment project one day. See you again soonish. And by the way, we'll just do that next time. And yeah, have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful time. And see you all on Sunday for, well, the dice have spoken. My friendly neighborhood. Good. And with that, good night, sleep well, and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.